All right.
allergy medicine though, because he does have dogs.
So,
Dogs don't get her.
to give a really quick recap, unless someone wants to go more into detail, you've all ventured off to a destination called Ruins of Thine in order to um, find and retrieve the son of the quest giver. His name is Waynan. Father's name is Danon. I can't remember. Oren. I'm sorry. And along the way, you've encountered small, but not the worst of encounters. You've climbed a giant cliff. You've fought off uh, carni- carnivorous vegetation, and along the way, certain duel had taken place as well. At this moment, you have found yourself what seems to be the campsite of the members of the Explorer that you believe Waynan should have been with, and you had encountered vicious and barbaric savages known as the Marauders within these lands. And where we left off.
The Sirenscape thing ain't working.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. Well,
Really?
if you're playing music.
Yeah, it's been playing this whole time. I will restart it. Okay.
I think I need a game invite. It's the same Game Master Me. Unless you changed your name. Are you Game Master Me?
Pretty much. Alright, let's see if let me know if you guys can hear this.
I have.
Yep, I can hear.
I can't hear
You got that?
it. I'm not in your game.
You're not in the game.
I can't hear it.
I know you can't hear it. Alright, hold on one
Hold
second.
on. I gotta link the device.
I'm gonna link you my game again just to make sure that that's probably not the issue. But you got the latest download, right?
I gotta relink my device.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the music and start it once you're in. Let me know if you're in. Wish they made this link. Says you not responded to my invitation.
What did you invite in?
I linked it on the game. You should see it in the text on the chat on the in game. Let me know once you click on the invite.
I clicked on it, but like, hold on.
Let me try because I see you on my thing. Maybe I should remove you and then
Hold on.
resend it.
Hold on.
Go ahead, man. Wish there was a. Yeah, they did.
better way to hear the music.
I hit your link. It brings me there and it shows it filled out, but it says I need to log in. So then when I log in, it tells me I need to log in again. So then I log in again and it tells me I need to log in again.
That's weird. Try to hit that link again. I just removed you. Just want to see what happens. You guys hear music, right?
Yep.
The
It's
rest of you?
showing like some kind of something, but it's not saying my device is linked.
Oh, you're gonna have to link your device, I guess. If you
That's what I've
click
been
on.
trying to do. There it goes. Like it wouldn't let me link.
Oh, okay.
It told me I wasn't linked.
Which player is it?
It's the Sirenscape one.
Okay, stop and start again.
Well, there's fantasy player, sci-fi player, board game player.
No,
You
those
ha-
are
it's the application that you have to worry about, not the
It's the online player. I think.
yeah, the online player.
it's like a preset version of it.
I don't hear you.
Yeah, it doesn't show you're in my game yet. That's why. I only have 1,
Game
2, 3,
Master
4.
Hasty Wolf.
Try playing something else, Chris. I think you might have to.
Okay, I just see. Okay,
You rescinded Jess's invitation to your game.
say again.
You said you rescinded my invitation.
I'm gonna.
I hear something.
All right, good. You hear that? How about this?
Ooh.
Ooh, you get that?
Yeah, but I didn't understand it. It was in Spanish.
Well, awesome. We're back. Good. Everybody but Misty. She's in her work computer. Can listen to what's going on. All right.
You can't put it on your work computer?
Look, I'm actually about to.
She's like,
Like, if you knew all
the
of
hell
the
with
shit,
it.
like when I start my computer up at work, I'm like closing out Discord, closing out Steam.
Misty, it shows you're in my game. You don't hear
Yeah.
anything?
No, I'm on the web page and it was like you're connected to his game. And that's I was trying to find out which
All right, hold
player to download.
on. Accepted your
But
invitation.
you didn't tell me that there's a Sirenscape online beta at the top corner. Because under the download application tab, there's 3 different things.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So you went to the online download, the page to download it, right? And you scroll all the way down where it says Windows. Is that what you did? Like in step 2?
No, I think she went to the download tab that
Gotcha.
which gives you those 3
So I'm
different.
gonna this link again. It's on the chat. You go there and you scroll down where it says step 2, download and run Sirenscape online beta. Click on the
Well,
window.
there's a little thing at the top of the screen now that says, like, okay, so there's like the white bar that says about Sirenscape store and download. That's where I went first. But above that is a black bar that says, "Hi, Misty. Log out your campaigns. Sirenscape online beta." That's what I clicked.
Okay, and then just click on Windows where it says step 2. That's what you need to do. That's gonna give you the application itself. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's what it
figured.
told you.
How
I
do you
had
know
the
I'm
same
not
thing,
on like?
Misty. I had the same thing. I had to go into hit the Windows thing and get the most updated one.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know I'm not on like an Apple over here?
because it's a work laptop and Apple's
Exactly.
shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Woman, I work in IT. I know
No.
these things.
My work phone's
You are doing this.
Apple?
We need you to do this and download. Put TeamViewer on there. I'll install it.
There you go. All right. Where we left off.
What level are we? Are we?
We
4?
are all 4.
God, I need some health. And a
We
bad
all need
fucking
some
day.
health.
No, I think I need health worse.
All right. Meliodas. I don't hear you.
Oh crap! What's up?
Oh, crap. Meliodas. As you look down at the remains of the marauder you've struck down, you begin to get the sensation of watchful eyes fall onto you. As you turn towards the attention, you see the remains of the camp. The far end, about 50 feet, nearing a cluster of large green crystalline stones, you see the back of a tall figure. Looks like he's bathed in red as he's tormenting a bound older man. You see about another dozen figures lying in a semicircle. Some motionless, others sobbing, peering from their impending doom, torture. As 3 other savage-like men, like the previous you've encountered, glance towards you with bloodlust eyes. You see them tilt their heads, puzzled, as they look towards you. Behind them, the taller man, soaked in blood, ends his torment by pulling the older man's head back, exposing his neck as you see his blade carve across his throat. You hear a terrifying shriek from one of the survivors nearby. Meliodas, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
All right, first roll of the game.
Natural 1 guaranteed.
Close.
I need everyone else to roll a perception check.
Oh God, you're gonna get us all killed.
All right.
All right, so we got an 8, a 19 from Theo, a 16 from Jillian, and an 11 from Mechanicus. Everyone but May. And you know what? Since he's not here, I'm going to roll for. Oops. That is wow. That is for
Damn.
Hellscream. As so Mechanicus, Jillian, and Theo, you noticed Meliodas at this point almost stunned, kind of like looking into space as his face just kind of goes black and he starts looking down. His eyes became kind of tear up. Meliodas, right now you are stunned.
Crap.
As you're stunned at this moment, the rest of you that rolled high enough that I've mentioned begin to hear Rakura Ba, and it sounds exactly like the others that you've encountered earlier. I need everybody to roll initiative. Give me 1 second before you do that because I want to make sure I have nothing in mind. Okay, go ahead. Roll initiative.
And we're not. Are we in this formation here? Or
This is how you guys.
Where's this action happening? Here?
This is how you guys left off. Yeah, it's over there.
On the campfire?
Yes.
Okay. Damn, from that far away, I was able to see what's going on. I'm attuned to Meliodas.
Ah, I hear things now.
I heard, huh.
Is that everybody? That's not everybody because Hellscream.
I don't think it took my role.
Someone's doing the haka over there.
Oh, did I do something wrong?
All right. Excuse me
Alright.
for
2, 3, 4. Jesus.
I have to open up some windows. I'm gonna have to talk to you, Ray, about that automatic the initiative thing that you do.
Oh, I already added it.
No, I'm saying I gotta talk to you on how you do the automatic thing,
Oh, okay.
because that's probably gonna run much smoother than. All right, so at the top of the order, May.
Hold on. I
Oh.
rolled a 22. I didn't catch it.
How come I don't see? Oh, you. How come you didn't catch?
Clicked
You
on
didn't
that
touch your.
thing.
You didn't touch your icon. That's why.
I did.
You have to touch yourself.
You gotta touch yourself.
touch it
Yes,
more.
exactly.
Harder.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Also, Thumric is not roll. Can't forget about Thumric. Let me know when you roll it again. Just roll it again, and then we just add whatever. We just edit whatever you roll.
All right,
Miguel.
I clicked on it again, and I'm gonna click on that again and
Click on
touch
yourself.
myself.
Damn, you didn't
There
roll
you go.
higher.
Holy smokes!
You asked
I
for
mean,
it.
he was the top of the order regardless with the 22. So 23 is awesome. All right. So top of the order. Theo with your.
I mean, this is where I ended up from the last time. So
Yeah, exactly. With
I'm going.
your 19, you can hear that shouting, guttering, war cry, and pretty much you just finished ransacking these guys, so you're already familiar with it. So you can already tell that danger is coming. What do you do?
Well, I'm charging into battle, but I got a long way. So as soon as I noticed Meliodas, like, and like the psychological trauma, like I felt it in my soul. Just,
Felt it right here.
I already started kind of doing a dash, cold sprint, and yelling, "No, Meliodas!" His gun's drawn, was his one gun drawn, and his scimitar in his other hand. So he's gonna do a dash action. So that's 60 feet.
All right, go ahead and place yourself 60 feet, pretty much right next to Hellscream.
Yeah, right in front of her.
And that's gonna be the end of your turn, right? Got nothing else?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next on the order, May. You see, you were among. Actually, you did not notice Meliodas, but you did hear the scream, which is loud enough for you to hear.
Can I tell in the direction that the screams?
You could
came
tell
from?
you could definitely tell the direction. Just because of just a thicket, you can the noise traveling
And you see me running past you too.
Right.
Towards...
So yeah, basically you can, because of it's just bushes here, so you can hear it. You can't see what's going on, but you can hear what's happening for sure.
Alright, I'm going to move my 40 feet up next to Meliodas.
Okay.
And I know it's going to be at a disadvantage, but I'm going to throw a shuriken at that guy.
All right, go ahead.
An 11.
An 11. Unfortunately, an 11 just wide throw, as he's just wait a little out of the range for the shuriken, as you see the Blood Rager kind of just as you see him you're getting his attention at this point.
Okay, that's all I have. That's the end
All
of my
right.
turn.
In turn, so next up, Jillian. Same, as you hear what's going on, you could see your friends at this point just doing an immediate reaction and the possible oncoming battle that's going to be happening.
How do I do that little measuring tool thingy that everybody keeps doing?
On the top left,
fourth.
there's like a little, the fourth one down. Snap to center.
How do I do that while I move, though?
You can't.
Oh. Q, you hit Q when you move your token.
Oh yeah, I remember in the last video I was bitching about how they change it from spacebar to Q.
I don't understand. I'm hitting Q and nothing's happening.
Hit
Pick
the
your-
arrow to
Hold,
pick your character.
click
and
on
then
your
hit-
character and hold it, and then while you're holding it, you click Q. You hit Q while you're moving it.
So you like pick it up to drag it. And while you're dragging it, you hit Q.
Right, there you go.
Got it.
You got
I got
it.
it.
All
Yeah.
My tiny little legs don't move that far.
Say again.
My tiny little legs don't move that far.
Your tiny legs, yeah. That's gonna be the end of your turn, or you have anything else that you want to consider doing? Bonus
I
action.
can't see anything, can
Unfortunately, with the thicket here, you can't really see what's going on. Like pretty much from here and up. So you can hear it, but you can't see what's going on.
I? Yeah. I'm just gonna put my venomous blades in hand, and that's it.
All right. Venomous blade. And that's gonna be the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right. Next up, as May, you're the only person that can see this person besides Meliodas, just going in his episode at this moment as he's going through something. You see this one, who appears to be like the one giving orders, as he look at the other two. And he's like pointing towards you guys at this point. And as
What
he
kind of
does,
language is that?
it was the Orcish. I changed it to the Vakalan, which is because
I understand.
you understand
for some
Vakalan, yeah,
reason.
yeah. But you're just at a like I said, at a kind of catatonic state right now. As he gives out orders, he steps closer and looks towards you, May, as he can tell you're like the only one at this point, pretty much taking action. And which it is. He's holding a heart in one hand and a dagger at the other. As he puts the heart in his mouth, as he's holding on to it. You see his bloodied hand just kind of smear like an invisible wall, as you can see the blood trailing across. And as he does so, the blood looks like it molds into these sharp-looking objects as he releases them. And you see these shards of hardened blood race at you for an 11 to attack.
That misses, but are they considered like a missile?
They are a missile. It's actually called blood missile.
Catch it.
I'm rolled a 17 to catch that.
And you did. With the 17, because it's only 4. It was only going to be 5 damage altogether.
Can I use my reaction to fling it back at him?
Absolutely.
It uses a key point.
All right. And you roll your own range attack, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Let me double check, but
You make a range attack, yeah.
As she does this,
Yep.
Theo screams out like a battle cry, and he's like,
What the hell is that?
I've rolled a 10.
10. So
He's
comes
very
back.
impressed.
You see it comes back at him. He looks at you, moves, and you just see it pass by as it hit the crystalline stones behind him, and he just gives a smirk. And that will be.
Oops, sorry.
He after he smirks, you see as he takes the heart and crushes it, and you see just a pool of blood as he crushes it over himself, and you see a pool of blood kind of just course through him, and it looks like it's hardening around him. And that's gonna be the end of his turn.
Did he have 2 actions?
That was a bonus action.
Damn.
And next up is the Blood Rager on this side. As you see him just tenses up as he's about to charge. And you see him just rush towards you. He is too far, if I'm not mistaken, though.
Oh shit.
No, you crit on that dagger.
Damn. Girl.
I
Damn.
know.
He's gonna go all the way and take his dash action. That's gonna be the end of his turn, since he does not have. I believe he has no. Nope, he has nothing he can do besides that. As he rushes towards you, next up, Meliodas, make another Wisdom saving throw.
Come on.
It's not very wise.
Is that good enough?
Meliodas, you see the incoming onslaught, the possibilities of what might just happen right now. But the sight of torturing that older man just brings you back. Brings you back to that dark hole. This place where you thought you would never escape from. And it keeps hold of you, unfortunately, as you're still in this catatonic, stunned state.
But then suddenly, you see this old man's face as he screams, "Wake up, you damn simpleton!" And I'm going to change it to an 18.
Wait, what?
What?
I have an 18 divination.
Oh, I thought you said
roll
8.
for my
Oh,
last-
yeah, I thought you said 8. I was like, what?
I have an 18.
And
Does that get him out of it?
Meliodas, you see yourself in that darkness, in that filth that you were in for months and months. You remember that one moment that you took the opportunity to see the light. which eventually got yourself out of there. And you snap out of it. As you see this Rager right in front of you, about to go right towards May. That's going to be the end of your turn. And next is Hellscream. Hellscream just as his normal charging self rushes up as he goes right behind Yume, and he yells, "Get down!" And with his halberd, he's just an arcing swing that he does his sunrising swing, as it's called. Unfortunately, with an 8
Oh my.
attack, and that crit would be nice. As he misses with his main attack, but his bonus action as a polearm master at the back end.
Nice.
Wow, another crit! Awesome. Got 2 crits in a row, buddy.
Nice.
They were, one of them's on the wrong side. As you see the other side crack the side of the Rager's head, and you just see him just stunned for a quick second. But at the moment, he's just stuck there and about to make his attack. He takes 6 damage. Doing so. And that's gonna be the end of Hellscream's turn. Next up is Mechanicus.
Alright, I'm gonna move. Did I see the fucker in front of me?
Hold on one sec. Say again?
Do I see this fucker in front of me?
Yes, you can see him. He has half cover from there, but you can see him.
Gotcha. Alright, Mechanicus says he's walking forward. He's just like he's walking fast. So like all of a half mile per hour. And he sticks his hands into his pouch. And Dio and Jillian, y'all all of a sudden see this, like, as he raises his hand up, y'all see this sparkly stuff kind of in the air as he walks through it, and he mutters to himself, "Paulo." And as he does so, I'm gonna cast Reduce on this guy.
What does he roll?
He's gonna make a con save versus DC 14.
DC 14. He rolls an 18.
I said, "Paulo, you damn fool," and then he changes it to a 5.
Shit. And what does that do exactly? It just reduces him to a tiny.
It's going to make
Not
him.
tiny.
Hold on. We're getting there. Let's see. Reduce target size by half in all dimensions. Its weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal. This reduction increases its size by 1 category, from medium to small, for example. Until the spell ends, the target also has disadvantage on strength checks, strength saving throws. Its target's weapons also shrink to match its new size, and while they're reduced, they deal 1d4 less damage.
Whoa. That is baller. All right.
Yeah.
As you make your remark, as you scold him for not originally just following orders, he looks at you kind of confused, and the second time you tell him that, he just starts what? You hear his voice change and everything as he's like getting tinier.
As he gets smaller, Mechanicus is like, "Meliodas, it wasn't the dagger. You have the power!" And he just points at him and looks amazed.
Nice.
Can I roll an insight check?
Absolutely. Go ahead, man.
probably gonna believe him.
I crit failed.
Oh. It's like, wait a minute. This isn't. I'll talk to you later.
Alright, this is so weird. I can't see their health. That just happened. Okay. And that was the end of your turn, right, Mechanicus?
Do I have to like burn a spell power or something? Spell point?
You did cast a spell, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
So I have to do some kind of die.
whatever. Okay, so first of all, you lose the amount.
D12. So that was my, because I have a D12 bigger dice, so I rolled a D12 die.
You rolled D12 already?
Yeah, and got an 8.
Okay, so you're good. The and you reduce whatever the level of that spell. You look at the, remember the list, and I just linked the PDF,
So
which
3.
yeah. So you have 3 less spell points, or spell
Alright.
yeah spell points, or mana if you want to go that direction. Just easier to say.
Alright.
All right,
Oh,
and
you're
that's
using spell points instead
yeah.
of slots.
I got rid
Oh,
of
cool.
slots. It's just
Wait. We don't use slots anymore?
no. That's what I'm saying. It's
It's spell point.
it's all spell points, man. All spell points.
Slots.
That means you could be super flexible with it now. So if you look at your sheet, hold on 1 second. If you look at your sheet, I have put a little area that says spell points for you to keep track on. I wish that Roll20 kind of like gave you like an actual good place for spell points, but yeah. And that's gonna be the end of your turn. Just want to make sure before we continue. All right. Next up is Thumric. As he saw the hulking rager just goes in a small size. At this point, he's just pretty much about Jillian's height, with like tiny little punch daggers. And you hear him just bellow a laugh. That was a good one! Get out of the way, little one! As he fires like right past you, Jillian. At half cover. Where is it? I have to open his against that closed. And he rolls a 17 to hit, which hits. And you see like a large bolt, comparative size to the tiny rager, just kind of sticking on one of his shoulders. And that's going to be the end of his turn because he only had 1 bolt left. He's gonna spend a bonus action to start reloading his double action crossbow. And you know what? He's gonna move. Better position. He's a dwarf, so he can only move 25 feet. Right there. Right next to Theo. And that's gonna be the end of his turn. Next up is
short buddy.
the next one is this Blood Rager, as he will spend all his movement towards you, Meliodas. And that's going to be the end of his turn, since he just bum rushed over there. And the last one on the turn order. This one is actually not a male. I just didn't have a female, but this is a female. You see a female rager at this point. She's actually the same, like pretty much wearing the same kind of stuff that you see these other ones are wearing, but covered in blood, pale, with just natted looking, like unkept hair just coming all the way down. And she carries a crossbow, a light crossbow, as she screeches and looks over towards you, Meliodas, and fires her bow, or crossbow actually. Where is it? And that is a 12 to hit.
That is a miss.
All right. Gesundheit.
Thank
Bless
you.
you.
And back in the turn
Did y'all
order.
hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
In all its glory.
All its glory. Theo, you are up.
So seeing this blood rager kind of showing up to the right of Meliodas, Theo whips out his scimitar and kind of does runs. Oh, where does he go? He runs straight. Here it is. Oop. Oh, okay.
That was
So I
about,
guess that's
what, 10 feet?
Oh.
15, actually. That was 15. Yeah, this is like... Where are you trying to get to?
Well, I'm trying to.
Like,
What the hell? It's not working. I just did it. There you go. Well, I'd be 30 feet. I'm gonna come here actually to this, right this hex here.
All right. 30 feet. Actually, that's rough terrain in there. That's like the beginning of the bush.
All right.
Oopers.
He's dexterous. He's agile. He's light-footed.
I mean, if you want to, a bush
What-
inside of
What is
you,
that?
or you want to go in the bush. No, but it's not just rough terrain. It's just there's actually like a small like branches. Basically, okay. So you ended in 30 feet there, but to get in there you need another 5 feet because rough terrain you need to go in with double the movement. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you can either stop right in front of it or go elsewhere.
All right. So I will end up here then. I think that was 30 feet.
Okay. All right.
So I'm kind of like behind Meliodas. I'm kind of grabbing him since I can't reach this guy. I kind of just whip the scimitar into in a sheath position and just kind of whip the pistol out and get into like on one knee, and I shoot upwards towards like his chin.
All right. And that's this one over here, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll.
What am I? Take that, you fiend! Yes.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, so that is a natural 20. Just let me make sure you guys like state it because that way we can because in the video we don't see the rolls. So natural 20 and that's overall 25 damage. He is going to roll Constitution check.
What?
Because you hit more than half his damage in that one shot. And which can cause system shock to him right now.
That was a John Wick style right there.
It was quite nice. It was quite nice. And let me minus the 25. And
He was so impressed by me's deflecting of missiles.
He shrugs it off though, as he's looking right at you. His eyes just go wide, and for a second you thought he was gonna pass out, as he just takes a shot center of mass. It like literally just went right, like he just went all in, and he just wide eyed for a quick second, and he's just taking a huge breath, like, but he's still standing.
Infidels. You
And that's
eat your
good.
breakfast every morning.
And that's gonna be the end of it.
That is the end of it.
All right.
I can't do anymore.
Next up is May.
I
Remember, he's a midget. 1/8 weight.
Kick him in the balls.
There you go.
He would go airborne. Like, if he's 160 pounds, he now weighs 20.
That is true. But he's not 160
Punch him.
pounds. These guys are pretty beast. At least these two are. The female's not that big, and the other one that's giving orders, he's not as
I'm
big.
going to grapple him.
All right.
I'm going to do a headlock if I can.
Oh wow. Okay, so
More like a waist lock.
let's do a contested strength check.
Yeah.
And
Oh shit.
he's gonna roll. Wow, he rolls a 20. Not a natural 20, but he rolls a 20.
Was
Oh
that
wait,
disadvantage?
wait, is it disadvantage you said?
Yeah.
He rolls a
Everything's
10.
Strength related.
It's a 10, I'm sorry. He rolls a 10 as you grab his tiny little form and put him in a headlock. As you see what looks like a kid being being bullied. As May's grabbing him by the neck. He's like, get off of me!
Yeah, that's all I could do, so I'm going to hold him in there like that.
All right. Let's put an icon. I can't. For some reason, I can't do anything to this. Like, when I click on him, nothing pops up, like his health or anything. It's so weird. I was trying to put an icon on him, but I can't get it. I don't want to happen with that.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure this out.
You made him disappear.
Oof. All right, I'm just gonna.
Is the icon not tied to a character sheet?
It is, because when I hold shift and double click, it pops up. But for some reason, like nothing pops up for him. I can't put anything on him. All right, anyway, whatever. He's pinned right now. Not pinned. He's in a grapple with you, and that's gonna be the end of your turn, right?
Yes.
All right. Next up, Jillian. You see May right now wrestling what looked like a troubled little kid covered in blood. And you just before that you saw Theo just pretty much just outright point blank shot someone. What do you do? Move.
Fireball everything.
I'm gonna come up behind this bro.
That's rough
and
terrain.
sink him. Oh god.
You know what? You were here, right?
Yeah, she wasn't that far.
Yeah. But she got tiny feet. No, but she basically, and yeah, she has just enough to get in there, and you're tiny enough to like get under a bush. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna shanko dude, but my
Spank him.
Shank. 6 or 7, either one. Unfortunately, does not do it. As May right now is kind of just like struggling with the guy, so she keeps moving. It's hard to pin down like where to hit him. Fortunately, that's gonna be the end of your turn. You did waste that crit. Sorry.
I'm gonna give May bardic inspiration.
A bardic inspiration? Hey, who you said?
May.
May? Okay. You sound a little muffled. I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
All right. So May, you have bardic inspiration. And that's going to be the end of your turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next up is the Blood Druid. This time, as he walks towards the group, going to take all his... Walks 20 feet up. And... he's going to cast Blood Frenzy on this one right here. The ally within range. Incite the blood within its veins with a unquenchable fury. Until the spell ends, the ally deals an extra 1d4 damage to whomever they successfully hit with a melee. Never mind, that's a melee. I will do it to this guy. This one right here is in a blood frenzy. And that's going to be the end of his turn. Next up is this guy right here, who's in a wrestle right now with May, as he tries to remove himself from you, May. Another contested strength check. A 7. Let's see, hopefully. And that's a 13 with disadvantage. As he pulls away from you. And that's gonna be an action. His action right there. Unfortunately, has nothing else he can do. Yep, that's gonna be the end of his turn. Actually, he is tiny, and he's gonna move through you guys. Nope, not doing it. Never mind. Next up, Meliodas.
Alright, I'm going to attack this guy
All right, this one right here.
with my rapier.
Rapier.
20
20 hits.
plus sneak attack, I think.
You do have sneak attack, so because you are a swashbuckler, so you're still good, even though he's not next to any of your allies. And that's gonna be overall. That's gonna be what, 14 damage. As you pretty much look over where Theo basically just point blank shot him, and you look towards him again, and you just thrust right near the same area where the gunshot, just the hole. You can see blood kind of pouring through it. You basically right on the other side of the chest, as he just makes a huge gasp. He looks rough.
He's still alive.
He is still alive though.
And I'm gonna use my offhand bonus action with the Qatar I just looted off of him or earlier.
Oh yeah, sure.
18.
18, that hits. And how does he die, man?
In the mouth. I shove the Qatar in his mouth.
Oh man. You its blade is wide enough that it even cut like parts of his cheek off. So but when you pull back, you just see a big looking, weird, disgusting grin, kind of Joker-esque, as blood just coughs out and he just goes on his knees and tumbles over. He's done.
And as I look around, do I recognize what's going on, or like is memories coming back to me?
You just know you're in battle.
All right.
Yeah, you remember fighting these guys. You just came to. It's like, oh crap, I'm in battle still.
All right, and then that's it.
All right.
Theo's like shaking his like back, like good job.
Thanks.
Well
I'm back.
fought.
And Hellscream is next.
I'm proud of you.
Close
Meliodas.
down his. Here he goes. Hellscream. Good job, Meliodas. And
Brings tears to my eyes.
Focus.
as he maneuvers around. Let's go right here. He maneuvers around to take care of the tiny little one. As he thrusts his halberd towards him. What is that? 15 to hit. That hits.
All right.
With an 8 slashing damage. Slashing, yes. Okay, hold on. This is the one I have trouble like bringing up all this stuff. Okay, and with his second attack, he's gonna use the blunt end of it with the. You have advantage. Hold on. He does have advantage. That's a 14 to hit, which just not enough. And that's where he's gonna end his turn. Mechanicus, you're up.
Alright, so he's gonna like waddle his way to here. And he is going to look at this guy. And all of you see him reach into his pack and his little pouch on his side, and he pulls out a feather and he starts going, oh, 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 like that. And this is my target. I'm casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh god. Oh god.
And what is
How
the
can you
DC?
not laugh at
14.
that?
And what is it? What DC? What? Was it Constitution? No, it's Wisdom. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ! He rolls a 6 as he puts one knee down as he begins to cackle. And
Like Mechanicus is getting into it. Like he's doing some kind of weird feather dance, jumping up, kicking his leg in the air, and just doing his feather.
go ahead and roll a vigor check.
Oh, the D12. 2.
That was close. You're fine. Yeah. Surge did not happen. And he is right now. Target must succeed wisdom saving throw and fall prone, become incapacitated, unable to stand up duration. Okay, so he's basically prone. Then turn. Okay, so basically, he's there until he takes damage.
Hold on 1 second. Tasha's. That's concentration. So, boy, right here isn't shrunk anymore.
Okay, yeah. So he's back to his normal size as he's just. And he's just about to start swinging at you guys. His voice went like. That's gonna be the end of your turn, right?
Correct.
All right. And next up is Thumeric as he takes another position. All his 25 feet as he's going to go straight for this one as he noticed the other one holding bolts at the group as he fires his first shot. 12, unfortunately, as it whizzes by the Rager. And you see the mechanical double action crossbow moves over for the next one with a 22 to hit. As you see one of the crossbow just graze towards her torso. Takes 6 damage. And that's going to be the end of his turn. This one's doing it too. What the? And next one is dead. He dead? Died? And then next one in the order is this one here, as she looks over at you, Mechanicus, and fires her crossbow. With a 14 to hit.
As the arrow flies toward him, Mechanicus like drops the feather and like just instantly just puts his hand out, and as it flies toward him, it hits this blue and kind of bounces off and hits the ground.
Awesome. She just fires her shot, and she looks at you like wondering, like she thought that she thought she got the hit. She looks confused as she's there trying to reload again. It's gonna be the end of her turn. And back to the top of the turn order, Theo.
Theo, seeing Mechanicus just kind of shield like that, he's going to run past Mechanicus. Man, come on, I'm always just short. What the hell? Damn it. Alright. Let me at him. And he is going to... Okay, I know what he's going to do. He's going to just kind of take the momentum he had from before and give him a nice shot between the eyes. Oh my god, with that hit, I am going to... Wow, 2 back-to-back.
Another critical.
Yes, and he's going to do it in a way that he's going to shoot her like on the side and make that a winging shot.
1 grip point to attempt to topple the moving target. On a hit, the creature suffers normal damage and must make a strength saving throw, or be knocked prone. Okay. So with 16 damage, as you forgot this stuff right here. Random body part. As you shoot her in the left arm. Forgot about this little macro man. That's pretty loud. About that. As you see her arm kind of goes limp, and from the force, he will roll to see if she doesn't fall. First of all, strength you said, and that's a 10. What is the DC?
What is? I guess this is my wisdom. Has to be my wisdom.
Regardless of 10, I'm sure it's pretty low if it's going to be based off. Yeah, okay. So, you see like part of her arm, pretty much like a chunk of it comes off from that shot. And she spins around and lands on the ground as you see her like land on her crossbow, and she's just in pain. Like sound like she like lost air as she fell on the floor.
Oh, they don't teach you in this part of the woods.
And that's gonna be the end of your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
Man,
I kind of
Theo with the double crit, man.
I know. Enjoy it while I got it. You got the 16 damage?
I have to do it. I have to go into the sheet because things acting weird, so I'm doing it right now. So yeah, she's looking pretty messed up, but she's still in the fight. That's the first big hit of hers. That's gonna be the end of your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
All right, you can take the bonus action reload, Demo.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you reload, man. All right, and next in the turn order, May. As you see the one in front of you just grow back.
For the reload, do I just gotta roll something, or?
No, it's just you spend your bonus action. You have to state it to make sure you know we're using it. Mm-hmm. You spend your bonus action to do it. What's the die? You have bardic. Oh, inspiration. Yes, right.
Yeah, what's the die for it? 12?
No, it's not.
I think it's a D6.
I don't know, honestly. Let me look it up.
It probably is. It should be on your sheet actually.
I am going, since he's in front of me, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do an unarmed strike.
Agile parry. I'll give you
And
because
yeah,
because Hellscream is on the other side. Technically, that will impose advantage. So that's gonna be a 23 to hit, which will.
And since I have my whip in one hand, I have a bonus of 2 AC to the next.
All right, so you hit him for 5 damage, and that was the end of your turn.
Yes.
All right. I can. All right, your turn. And you now, Jillian.
I'm sorry, what level are we?
We are 4.
Okay, yeah, so your Bardic Inspiration is a D6.
It's a 8. It's a 8.
At level 4.
Yeah, unless I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I think you're looking at the wrong thing.
I think level 5 is when it starts going up. Actually.
Yeah, it says creature gains.
Oh, yeah,
Bardic
yeah,
Inspiration
6.
by
Sorry.
D6.
I thought you were 5th.
No, we're all 4.
Okay.
So Jillian, you are up. As
Oh.
you see this rager right now, he's starting to look a little rough. Basically, he already has blood on him, but you already see some parts of him starting to kind of leak out after that massive punch that just kind of goes across his face from May.
I'm gonna whisper to him.
Say again?
I'm gonna whisper.
Your BB small.
He has to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
10.
A wisdom save of what? Is it 10? Really?
Yep.
That can't be right. Not with your.
Nope, it's 12.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like base. All right, so a 12, a wisdom save. Let me back up. Wisdom save. He rolls an 18 as he just shrugs it off as he starts hearing all these really eldritch sounds that are coming out. That's gonna be the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right. Next up is going to be the Blood Druid, which is still on the ground cackling. He doesn't get out of that, right?
At the end of his turn.
At the end of his turn, okay. Just want to make sure. All right. And it's another wisdom save, right?
Correct.
All right. Rolled ability, not freaking save. I just. All right, so let's see what he rolls now. He rolls a natural 1. Look at that. Freaking big baddies on the floor, fucking cackling. While one of his fucking minions are dying. It's fucking great.
It was a very convincing performance on Mechanicus's part.
Yes. Even
He-
Theo was affected.
He's right now getting a Charlie horse and like in his midsection of like how hard he's fucking laughing. And that's gonna be the end of his fucking turn since he loves comedy. All right, Blood Rager, one between this gaggle fuck right here. He is just gonna go out, starts swinging. First one he swings at is it's gonna be May as he's pretty much retaliating from that crack across his jaw. Okay, as first swing is an 11 to attack May.
Misses.
Misses as He just crosses over. The second one comes right at you again. The second one's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
It's as he crunches right towards your side. 10 piercing damage as he pulls. You see blood just kind of starts squirting out for a quick second. And that's going to be the end of his turn as you see him kind of just getting ready for a more onslaught of attacks. Meliodas, you are up.
I'm aiming for that same spot where the blood's coming out with the guitar.
Okay.
Shank. Oh. Shank. Damn it.
In this melee, between this whole group of people, it's just he's moving all over the place, and you're kind of like trying to avoid hitting some of your allies. You just missed him as he's just kind of moving around too much.
All right, and I'll follow up with my rapier as a bonus action.
All right.
Please, 15.
15 just hits.
Nice.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, plus sneak attack, so it's overall 15 damage. As you just come down with the rapier, slashing him across. He looks really bad. He's still standing, but he looks like he's losing a lot of blood. And that's gonna be the end of your turn, right?
Do I want to risk it? No, yeah, end turn.
All right. Hellscream. As he's looking, he looks at Meliodas. Did I just close something I needed? Fucking Tito's not here, and I'm like fucking juggling shit. Okay. As he takes another attack, he's at advantage at this point. So at 17 attack, he only had 1 hit point left, by the way. As Hellscream just brings his halberd all the way up in the air and just crunches down like towards his back. You see just blood just come up as he puts him down, and he looks back at the other one that Theo pretty much has covered. He looks over at the big guy and he starts charging at him. He uses all his movement to get to him for his second attack as he hits with the butt of his polearm for 24 to hit. As it's going to be advantage regardless because he's on the ground, cackling. So he hits him for 5 bludgeoning damage as the blood druid continues to laugh.
He gets a save with advantage.
Again?
With damage, he gets a save with advantage.
Oh, he does? Look at that.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Where's the blood druid? And that is a 23 for his wisdom check. Or save, I should say. As he momentarily stops cackling and he looks up at Hellscream with a sinister grin. But it's not his turn, so he can't do shit. So, and that's gonna be the end of Hellscream's turn. Mechanicus, you are back.
Mechanicus just quickly reaches over and picks up his feather, looks at the guy, and goes, oh, and starts doing this shit again. I'm a cat.
All right. Another wisdom save. Another 23 for save. As he shrugs it off. Acolantas. Meliodas, you just hear him say, not gonna work again.
He finds that amusing.
Mechanicus is gonna move to here.
Fucking dog, man. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to here.
All right.
And that'll be it. And I need to do a D12.
Right. You're good.
Alright, that's my turn.
All right, and turn. Thumric continues with firing his. Gonna move closer as he runs towards. Closer to this one to fire another couple of shots.
With advantage.
No, it's range
Advantage.
attack. Range attack
Oh.
with creatures on the floor gives you disadvantage, actually.
Oh.
Where the hell
That
did I
makes
put
sense.
Thumric? Oh, there he goes. Which I'm gonna homebrew some stuff, and I'll clarify things because I don't think it should always be like that, depending how close you are. All right, so he's gonna do another. That's a 17 to hit. Oh no, it's disadvantage. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a crit, a critical fail. As he fires and he looks at once he pulls the trigger, you just hear clink, and he looks down and he's like, bastards, and he's there just trying to fix his bow right now as it malfunctions. Where is it?
Mechanical failures on that.
And this is like, and with his, actually he can't do it. No, that's gonna be the end of his turn. He can't even do it. It's gonna be an action to fix it. So that's gonna. He's basically just. You just see him at this point, just trying to fix what's going on with his crossbow. And this gonna be the end of his turn. This one is. No, not this. This one is. Okay. This one, she gets up. You see her arm just bleeding as she tosses the crossbow, and she reaches down, and she has a pouch like right behind her. You see her reach in the pouch, and the two punch daggers fastens on her fist as she looks at you, Theo, and steps up and begins to swing at you.
Is getting up half an action? Is that what it
No, it's not action. It's a half a movement.
half a movement?
Yeah. First attack's a 20 to hit, and the second attack is a 15 to hit.
Those both hit.
As you see her come at you, just slashing away as you're kind of like trying to defend yourself. You take 16 damage overall from the two attacks,
Okay.
and that's gonna be the end of her turn. And you are up.
Okay. Well, where I come from, we don't stay hit. So he's going to kind of do an inside turn and take his scimitar and slash her. What's that? Ah,
Oh,
it's a critical fail.
As you pull, you kind of stumble on the attack.
Okay, but with my stumble, with my bonus action, I'm going to shoot her with my pistol. Right.
Which is a hit.
Midsection. With a 23.
That's 23. As at this point you hit her. Actually, the way you angled it, you kind of just like shot like towards her face. As you see, part of her face just gets grazed. It looks like her cheek kind of just splits open. As you can see some of her teeth. Of how big the gash is. You see her kind of like put her hand, like even though she has daggers, she's like not doing this, but she puts her arm like next to it, like in pain at this point. She looks rough, by the way.
And with that shot, I like to use a grip point and make that a dazing shot.
Awesome. So that is a Constitution save on her end. She rolls a 10 as she
That is a
becomes. She becomes. Was it dizzy? Let me see. What's the?
Yeah, it's a dazed So she has a
The opponent
disadvantage
on
on
a hit, the
attacks
creature suffers
over-
normal damage and must take a disadvantage on attacks until. Oh, okay. So she just has a disadvantage. Oh no, her attacks. Okay. Excuse me, I'm here burping up. And that's gonna be the end of your turn, I'm assuming.
That's right.
All right. Back to May. This one is dead, but I can't put a marking on it because I can delete this shit. The guy's he disappeared into nothing. Go ahead, May.
And this one's dazed.
That one is dazed. She's still active, but her attacks is pretty much at a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's like she's double vision.
So I come up behind her and do 2 unarmed.
Oh god, they're coming out, guys.
What's coming out? What's happening?
But wouldn't I get advantage?
Oh,
since...
yes, you are at you do impose advantage.
2 and a 12.
And a 2 definitely hits. The 12 does not. As you, my God, you guys have done this like 3 times in this battle. She has 1 hit point left. This happened multiple times since like our last session. She's on a thread right now, holding herself together.
We're working on it. It's gonna be a while.
If I would have hit that first one.
Wait, I do have the Bardic Inspiration, so can I add that to the second
Yes,
attack?
you may. You need to get a 3 or higher. 3 or higher, she's dead.
Come on, May.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you end this poor, miserable female's life?
I run up and hit her across the jaw, and as she's bending over, I grab her head and bash it up against my knee.
Damn, okay.
Nice.
As you just kind of just start with it like a combo, you just hit her once and she kind of just like swings her body around as you just use the momentum to just bring her down right into your knee as it comes up. You see her face, basically you could see part of her teeth at one side of her face. But after that definite crack of your knee, you see what remaining part of her lip just splits open. Half her face is basically exposed as she hits the ground.
That is the end of my turn.
End of your turn. Jillian,
Brutal,
you are up.
May. Brutal.
I know, brutal kill. Fatality.
Ultron.
So, I'm gonna run up behind Mechanicus.
All right. You use all that 25 feet movement.
Yep, all 25 feet. And to dude over there, I'm going to yell at him that he is the reason why baby gnomes cry. Hit him with that vicious mockery.
Vicious mockery. That's a 12 DC, right? Because I would still see a 10.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Why?
All right.
Yes, it's a 12.
We gotta fix your sheet. We'll figure it out. All right. So that's a wisdom saving throw. Once again, he's gonna roll for a wisdom save. Where is my? There it goes. He rolls a 7. As what is it? He gets a 1d4, which is 2 psychic damage, and he has, what was it, disadvantage on next, or what was he? Let me see. Yeah, disadvantage on the next attack roll. Yeah, his next attack roll has a disadvantage. He takes 2 psychic damage.
Yeah, take that 2 damage.
And that's gonna be the end of your turn, or you have something else you can do?
Oh no, that's it.
That is it. All right. Next up is the Blood Druid as he gets up, half his movement spent, as Hellscream is at his face at this moment, charging for his next attack. The Blood Druid just looks right at him, and he casts Hemorrhage
Oh god.
on Hellscream. That is a really shitty roll. He is lucky. But let's see if he passes anyway. So he has a Constitution saving throw for Hellscream.
Can I repel it?
It's not an attack.
Oh,
It has to be like a projectile attack.
alright.
But nice try. As Hellscream will have to roll Constitution save. He rolls an 8, unfortunately, and he takes only 5 points of slashing damage as you see parts of his arms just from this unseen force just split open, and you see blood just starts trickling down.
Damn.
And that is going to be the end of his turn. Yep. Next up, Meliodas. As you see right now, Hellscream just do it to it from the for the known leader right now. You see the known leader right now face to face with Hellscream. Hellscream just looks like he just took a bloodied action from this guy. Behind him, you could see some of the survivors. They're kind of just scattered around back here. I didn't have nothing to represent them, but they're kind of just like hanging out on the ground. Some of them, actually, all of them are bound, so they can't really move. But you could see some of them moving, kind of looking at battle right now. But you're up, and it looks like there's only one foe left. What do you do?
Should I? All right, so he's gonna use movement, run to here, and as he's running, he's going to take his Qatar, slit his wrist, dealing 4 damage to himself.
There he
But
goes.
at the same time, the Qatar like bursts into flames as he attacks.
Very cool. As for the first time, the party gets to see something different from Meliodas, especially after that episode.
All right, here goes. Oh crap!
A 12 unfortunately misses as he sees you coming. You got his attention as he sees the flames coming from the blade, and you swing. He just repels it with his dagger that he has on his hand.
And I'll kind of like whisper to him, "I can do that too, you know."
And that's gonna be the end of your turn, or it's just one of your turn. Okay. And next up, Hellscream, as he sees his comrade at the flank, he will make his movement. Take advantage on the battlefield as he moves for a flanking position. First attack is a 12 to hit, unfortunately misses. The second one following up is a 22 to hit as he bashes him at the back, getting his attention once again for a 7 bludgeoning damage. That's going to be the end of Hellscream's turn. Mechanicus, you are up.
So whenever he casted Hemorrhage, did he like do a chant or something?
Let's find out what the hemorrhage.
Like, does
Yes.
Mechanicus feel that he is a spellcaster?
Yes. Yeah,
I
you
want to
did.
cast Enlarge on his tongue.
I don't know if that works like that, but you can cast enlarge on them. No?
No, it
Let's see what the text say.
says a
Say again?
creature or an object. Would a tongue be considered an object?
Unfortunately, no. I mean, if that's the case, you could have just killed any creature that way by just like saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna enlarge their eye until like their head explodes."
Oh, okay. I am going to.
It's creative.
It is creative.
I'm gonna enlarge
You cut off. You said you're gonna enlarge what?
me.
Okay. Hulk
Alright.
Mechanicus.
So May,
What?
let's see.
Are you gonna Hulk out?
Everything you're wearing and carrying changes size with you.
Yes.
The target size doubles in all dimensions. Its weight is multiplied by 8. Increases its size by 1 category, so now you're large. Let's see. Until
Yeah,
the
like-
spell ends, you have advantage on strength checks, strength saving throws. The target's weapons also go to match the new size. While these weapons are enlarged, the target's attacks deal 1d4 extra damage.
So you're enlarging May, right? All right, let's bring on the large
Damn.
May. Boom. Actually, it's a little
Okay.
bigger. Ooh, there you go. Trying to fit it in a threes thingy.
Yeah, whenever that happens, Jillian, you hear Magnum as he points toward May, and then all of a sudden she just like
Royd May. That's gonna be the end of your action.
Yeah, Mike's getting tired, so he's gonna come over here and just sit down on a box. Oh my back is just too much action for an old man. You have it now, thank you. He just sits down, he's got his cane, he's got his hands all propped up on it, just kind of.
Amazing. Okay, so Mechanicus takes a old man break, and that's gonna be the end of his turn. Thumric is up as he starts to move towards an advantage position to fire. He looks at you, and he's like, "Get up, old man!" And he's there. Oh, he actually has to fix his
Well, he took
his
a
weapon.
second turn to fix it, didn't
No, he couldn't fix. He needed an action to fix it.
he? Oh, okay.
And he fixed it with a 17. And that's gonna be the end of his turn because he that's his action. He can't really do anything else. Actually, he's gonna reload with his bonus. And Theo, you are up.
I could use my bonus action first, right? And then do an action.
It depends on the bonus action you're trying to do.
Try and do second wind.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Because if a bonus action is like an attack, you can't do that unless you follow like an actual attack. That's why I was wondering. You get 3 hit points back.
That sucks.
Not that great.
Alright, so that being said, let me get that 3 points.
Plus
Wait.
his fighter level.
Yeah, fighter level, dude. You didn't
Oh.
you didn't have you didn't add the 4, so that's 7 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, plus
That's
fighter level. Yeah.
Okay, 17, 24. Okay, that's good. That's better. Thanks for that. I missed that. Not used to it. Cool. So, use my bonus action. I'm still going to. So, okay. So he's gonna just kind of stroll leisurely. Walk to right here. Just point his gun right at this guy, and he's going to shoot.
$18 hits.
Okay, with that hit, he's shooting at his like left knee to make him.
You use another grit point.
Yep, I know.
Go ahead and so it's another Constitution save.
Yeah.
No, it's a Strength save.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
Strength save. Yeah.
All right. Where is it? He rolls a 5.
Oh yeah.
So he is prone as he gets knocked down.
Let's hold him down. Maybe we can get some answers from him.
Up next is May. That's the end of your turn, right? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, end of my turn.
Okay. And May, you're
large
just
one.
hulked out.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're really big.
I'm going to move right here. I think that's next to him.
Is that a giant?
I mean, yeah, sure. Why not?
You got the 8 damage, right?
Say again?
You got the 8 damage.
Yeah, I already said it on him.
Gotcha.
Loop chain it with an extra D4.
So you said extra D4 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So
So
it's
that's 10 to hit.
Then an unarmed
I mean
strike.
damage.
He's prone.
24
Yes, you have
plus another-
advantage. You have advantage regardless because you will be flanking with Meliodas. So, but yeah, so that's another 7 damage. He's looking over the edge at this moment.
Wait.
And that is my turn.
All right, that's gonna be the end of your turn. Jillian, you are up.
You said he is looking pretty bad and he's already prone.
He's over the edge. He's not bad, but he's starting to look wear. Like you can see wear on him at this point. He's breathing heavily. Yes, señorita.
We should question him.
Yeah, I'm gonna charm him.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be at an advantage since he is in combat, right? If I'm not mistaken. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw with advantage if your companions fight. Okay, yeah. So he's gonna have advantage on his saving throw. For wisdom, he didn't even need advantage. He rolled a natural 20.
Damn it.
As he's looking at the little one. And Meliodas, you hear, "We don't play childish tricks on me."
He didn't like that.
You understand what he's saying, Meliodas.
And Hellscream. And
Talk about
Mechanicus. Mechanicus, actually, you understand it too. If I'm mistaken, you took the Outlander. Remember, originally you took Outlander. Outlander is Vakalan, which I officially gave a name.
Oh, end of turn.
End of turn. As the Bloodroot comes up, first of all, he will get up from the ground, have movement taken. Take this icon off of him, and he's gonna look over at you, May. Grin, the bloody grin towards you, and he's gonna cast Transfusion.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is that?
It sounds bad.
It's not really bad.
Make a Constitution saving throw as you feel sickness kind of go over you, like you're about to throw up. You said a 4? Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, 4.
you look towards him and you hear him. He's just basically saying something you don't understand, and you see a thin line, red line, start to come from your esophagus as you see a split. Everyone else see a split open up and a line of blood come out as you see him pull the essence as it kind of goes in him, as you see it kind of trickle in his mouth.
Ew.
And you take 7 damage of blood loss.
I'm unconscious.
What? Oh, shit.
And he heals. I'm gonna roll it here for you guys can see it.
No, he doesn't take the 7 that he took? It's not like vampire?
No, he just heals a certain amount from
Damn.
exactly 6.
Okay.
As you see him kind of give this rejuvenating posture. And that will be the end. You know what? You see him look around. And you can tell he notices his comrades are, his savage comrades are down the ground. He looks around and he will back up. I'm a dumbass, by the way. I just figured out something that I forgot all about, which I'll do it now if it happens. That's gonna be a op attack with Meliodas and Hellscream.
Oh.
Wow,
Crap.
nice. And Hellscream's cheat, which I do not know where I did with it.
Does that opt the sneak attack and the?
Yes.
Oh crap.
That
Okay.
that's why, and he only gets a 9. So you hit him for 12. What is that? Oh, anything's going on. Okay, so that's 21 plus 5. Okay, it's 25 damage altogether. As you took a good hit from him, as he walks away, you hear him. Ah! Oh, that's right. You got the flame thing going too, right?
Yeah.
That's 29 damage. Holy crap!
Nice.
That was a badass hit, man. 29 damage. He's looking rough, really rough. But Meliodas. This is what I forgot to do
Oh crap.
whenever you hit him.
No.
So the hardened blood that's around him splashes, it turns to liquid as you strike it and splashes at you. For for 10 acid damage.
Oh.
I know I forgot something. He's there like getting clobbered by fucking Meliodas and Hellscream and shit. Yes, Theo. And that's gonna be the end of his turn as you see him going towards one of the survivors that are on the ground. Just want to give you a heads up. There are a couple of them. I have nothing represented, but they're pretty much scattered around here towards these green crystalline stones. As he's it looks like he's about to grab one of them and use his dagger towards them. That's where he's gonna end his turn. Meliodas, you are up.
All right. I don't know if I should do this, but the hostages are in trouble. So, bonus action, he's gonna take his rapier, nick his arm, and then invoke the right on that weapon as well. Is that
All right.
allowed?
Yeah. As a bonus action, you can use that because it's a standalone action, so it's fine.
Oh, nice. So that's 4 damage to me. Then movement. Is the hostage in front of him or?
It's right behind him. He's about to.
Behind him?
It's not even. It's more like to the side. Like he's like parallel to like if you look at him, it's just like to his side.
All right, he's just gonna rush up towards him and
All right.
jump attack with his rapier.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack.
Oh,
Is that 2 in a row? What is
Yeah.
going on, guys? Another crit. You guys hit me 4 crits today already. 4, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Don't forget to double your fire damage. It's all dice.
Yeah, that's right.
oh yeah.
Just add it, man.
And your sneak attack, since you're a swash.
Your sneak attack is also double.
Jeez. So it's 14 plus 2 fire, and then the 7.
Go ahead and roll another sneak attack and roll another fire. Or you just want to double it. That's what you're doing?
Is that it, or
You're doubling it? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he just re-rolled the sneak attack and got 10.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
So
He only had
26.
Okay, guys. All right. Let's not get carried away. He only had 8
Oh.
health left, by the way.
Yeah. Oh God.
How do you do
Wait,
this?
he still needs to double his fire.
Meliodas, how do you end his life?
So, like the other guy, I'll stab the rapier through his mouth, and then let the blood leak out down the rapier, and then as it goes into his throat, I'll set it on fire.
Wow, that's okay. Yeah, so yeah, you go towards him. He's there. He's looks like he's about to grab this one of the hostages. It looks like he's about to go and take his dagger and basically just end one of their lives. As you see that happening, you rush right towards him. He looks back. As he does, all he sees a rapier, long rapier, just goes right through him. Comes out the other side as he coughs, blood all over it. And you see the blood trickling down, and then it just turns into fire, which runs from the bottom of the blade all the way back to his face, as his face catches fire as you slide it off, and he just basically falls down with a burnt face at this point.
Serves you right. And then you notice he's bleeding. Oh crap.
Holy crap.
As soon as that happens, Theo's like running towards, runs over to Meliodas. It's like, are you alright, brother? Well, you seem to have hurt yourself purposely.
It's a phase. Don't worry about it.
Fucking cutters.
I could use some bandages though.
May you come back to normal size.
Is May still unconscious?
Yes, she is. At this point, I want you to make a death save, please.
Oh god, that's a
A
failure.
9.
Mechanicus waddles over to May. And he's going to take his healer's kit and stabilize.
All right. Go ahead and roll medicine check. That was good. 19. As you come towards her, and she sounded like she was having trouble breathing. First of all, you see blood kind of pooling around her throat, and you take the time to staunch it. As you do so, you hear her not so much of a rasp anymore, and you can see that she's breathing much more at ease. You see Thumruk at this point start rushing over towards the bounded survivors here, and you see him just rush towards one in particular, and you hear him cry out, "Wayne!" And you see him go to what looks like a young man, "Wayne!" And he starts taking off like the gag that's on his mouth. "The little snot! It's been days that I've looked for you." And you see this, the man gives a dwarf a kind of confused face. How did you find me? The rest of you see a disheveled, like, young man in his probably like in mid-20s, dark hair. He has a stubble shadow going around his face. He wears a cotton shirt, and over that or like a long shirt. And over that you see like a gray waistcoat and gray trousers. And Umric just starts looking at him, and you could see on his leg he has a large gash kind of going through like the on his thigh. And you hear the young man, as you know, as Waynen. I can't return, not without Trina. Ran she did inside the ruins. The few who managed to flee from the attack, they were pursued by one of those savages. I can't leave her behind, not without her. You can't barely get up, lad. You hear Doom. The rest of you?
So what he said he can't. What did Thumric ask?
He just basically say you shouldn't get up from the wound that he has. As he does say that, you see Waynen try to like get up, and you can right away tell that he's putting barely any weight on that leg as he's getting up. As you see Thumric, the small stature that he is, to Wayne. Wayne's a a normal human being as far as height goes. Thumric, stout as he is, he's kind of just like holding on to him.
I don't think he's going to make it on his own.
Whatever you say, I can't leave her. Can't leave her.
Where's the ruins? Where are the ruins?
The ruins are right behind us. Right past the pillars. Green ones. Crystallines. Mikra.
Are there more survivors in there?
You do see a couple other ones bounded as well. Not all of them gagged as much as waning. I guess you say some of them are not gagged and some are. Some of them look like they're in really bad condition. As far as just barely just at a threat of life, essentially.
Meliodas is gonna start going around and trying to untie all the survivors.
All right.
And as
He
he's
helps.
doing that,
Theo helps. Mm.
he's gonna ask Theo, are we gonna go after this person?
Well, I'm pretty sure the young man won't let us leave without her. There might be more rewards if we bring other loved ones back.
The rewards don't matter anymore after what I've seen.
What? You're not concerned of having more fish?
He shakes his head.
There seems to have been a change in you.
And I'm gonna let the others speak.
Let's free the others. As I finish untying them, I walk over to the pillars here.
You see the green crystalline meager stones. May, you walk towards these survivors and situations that we are given here, but the closer you get to these green crystalline stones, you feel a soft tug off your chest as you look down and you notice that the amulet that dangles around your neck, giving off a faint vibration.
I pull out the amulet. Is it glowing or anything?
Not glowing, but you feel the presence of something emanating from it. It's kind of unsettling. It's kind of like just a small little movements here and there, not visible, but you can feel it. You can feel that it's kind of having a mind of its own.
I take the amulet off and bring it closer to the green stones. Does it seem to have a reaction towards it?
Yeah, you get
of a reaction.
As you get closer to it and you place the amulet, the stone. First of all, you notice that it's made of the same thing, basically the same coloration, the same striations and little imperfections within the stone that you can see. But as you place it, you feel kind of like a magnet where the stone kind of sticks to it. Not very hard, not a strong pull, but you do feel even if you kind of like remove your hands, you could see it kind of just hanging there for a little bit. The weight maybe just kind of slowly going down a little bit, but you could tell there's some sort of tug, some pull that's.
Okay. Well, I'll take it back and put back on the amulet. And just keep that in mind.
What? Does Theo see this? See
She's out in the open. I would assume if you saw her walk towards the stone.
Yeah. Where did you get that?
My master gave it to me before I left on my journey.
And you don't know where your master got that stone?
I didn't exactly ask him where he got it. He just said it would help me on my journey.
Interesting. From looking at the stone, is the type of micra this is? Is this the rare kind?
No, it's very similar to the excuse me, the stones protruding in this campsite right here, right in front of the ruins. Burping, sorry guys. It's pretty much the same material. Doesn't look any different. Besides the fact that it's like a smaller carved version of it.
Gotcha. I'm gonna take out one of my hand tools from my tinker's tools and try to see if I could get a chunk of it.
What do you have for your tools?
Well, it's a tinker's tool, so it says hand tool.
When
Would it
it
count
comes to
something
when it
like
comes to the tools you have, it's more like the intricacy of like the mechanical aspect of doing things. The tools you have on you are not enough to like pry pieces from the stone. You know, this type of stone can be pretty much worked on easier than most, but it's still a stone, so you still need certain tools to work on it for this particular kind of object.
Okay. What do you know what kind of tools I specifically need to be able to do that?
You know you would need like chisels and like hammer, but just cracking parts of it, essentially. But then besides that, if you find like an area, you might pry with uh, perhaps a crowbar, but that was
Okay.
something
Do I
you would
see
have
any
to
on the floor? Do I see any loose like
go ahead and
pieces?
roll an investigation check.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Unfortunately, you just do a quick glance around, and you're just kind of looking through, even kind of trying to get some of the grass out the way that's kind of protruding around it, and everything looks pretty much like a smooth stone coming up. Nothing looks like it's in terms of an area where you suspect is weaker than any other part of it, essentially.
All right. He turns around and goes back to the group. Well, it seems all the captives have been freed. What should we do with them?
You see them. Some of them are just kind of just kind of gather themselves. Some of them come towards the group. Some of them comes towards Thumric. You see them kind of giving thanks to him and looking over Waynon, which looks pretty hurt. You see one of them on the ground actually kind of just doing the 1,000-yard stare. They look like they went through a lot. While he's sitting down, he's just kind of grabbing like a mug as he's like sipping through it. Actually, Theo, right away you notice the mug he's actually sipping from.
What do I notice?
It's a mug. It's a brass mug, shiny, like a brass polish. mug that has it bears a apple crest on it. Um,
Apple crest.
you
Is
you
it's a
you're
man or a woman?
I'm sorry.
Is it a man or a woman?
The person sitting down and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an older gentleman.
Okay.
Um, you see him kind of just doing like like I said, like this slacked face, 1,000 yard stare, kind of just looking away, and he's just sipping.
Old man, where did you get that?
He's not even looking at you as he's kind of just staring off to space.
He slaps the mug off his hand.
What is your problem? Can't you just see I just went through something? And you have no decency?
Well, if you were decent, you would answer to someone who's asking you a question.
Young
Where did you
man,
get that?
what are you talking about, the mug?
Yes.
We have a couple of merchants that pass by. They sell all sorts of things.
Did you get a name of this merchant?
I didn't get no name from merchant. I mean, I just paid what I'd figured it's perhaps be good for the trip. Is that enough of an answer for you?
Perhaps.
Would
Where
you
did you
be-
see this merchant?
It's down the road, on the way over here. A few days pass. A few days before we arrive. Now let me be off. Start off while I gather my thoughts. I almost died, you know.
He just doesn't give him any more mind. He just kind of looks away.
He just sits and he kind of just goes into like another. Just,
1,000
yeah, he looks like he's been through some shit.
He's just caught, like, you see Theo just frustrated and looking away.
Right.
Are there any foot tracks leading out of the camp?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Would they be fey, fiends, or undead? No.
Say again?
Would they be, or will we know if it's a fey, fiend, or an undead that we're tracking, or no?
In you're tracking just regular footprints. Like you don't. I mean, at this point, you would just make the assumption that whatever footprints are around here are perhaps belongs either to the survivors or the ravagers, or I'm sorry, the marauders, which are all human or humanoid.
It's survival.
Yes. What are you guys going on around here? I didn't even see what you guys.
Yeah, it's like it's dripping off his hands and stuff.
Well, I mean, would I be able to see that from way over here?
You would make make a perception check. You notice him doing it, so you can't really see it from that distance. If if you're far from him, but you did notice him do something. You just don't notice the whatever blood trickling or blood letting is going on at this. And the rest of you, what are you doing?
Meliodas is. Put some clothes on, old man.
I'm sitting down by the campfire, just resting. I'm really hurt.
You're actually unconscious still, but at a.
No, she got healed.
Oh, she got healed.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay. You see, you guys gotta let me know this. I'm not looking.
Well,
looking. Say it not in chat because I don't know what's going
She
on.
healed me for 7, because that would be the only way that I walked up to the ruins.
You're right. You see, I didn't even think I didn't catch that. Okay, just want to make sure.
You were doing this awesome narration thing, and I didn't want to interrupt you.
Just do it afterwards. Don't worry about it. What's the rest of you guys doing again? Okay, so Meliodas,
I'm tracking to see if there's
you're tracking, right?
Yeah.
You do see a lot of footprints everywhere. About days old. You do see a couple of tracks kind of leading away towards the eastern kind of path. Um, with that survival check, you you confident that perhaps those footprints belong to the bigger marauders. Like you can see that they have like a heavy footprint, footfall on, I should say. But they seem to be days old. They don't seem recent from that check.
Oh, so things might have happened a day later.
Right.
They're like a days ahead of us or something.
Perhaps. Right.
And this is towards the ruins, or
no, this is like towards the eastern path, like away from the ruins. Yeah.
I go to Darlin. Is he still around there, right?
Who?
Darlin, the boy, the young man.
Waynen.
Oh, that's way off.
Yeah, yeah.
Waynen.
You see you see Thumeric right now, kind of just tending to him. He puts a he looks like he's already just finished bandaging his leg, and he's putting like a wet rag like on his forehead. As you see Waynen kind of look like he's having like a light fever, as he's kind of like sweating a little bit. You know what? Make a perception check.
For me?
Yes.
That's a 24.
24. So, right away, you notice something. As you walk towards Thumeric and Waynen, he's just kind of like laying down. You see what looks like translucent, tiny little bugs. Translucent, ghostly. Which have a red dull coloration that begins like it just looks like it starts to crawl around Waynen's leg, not just on it, but kind of just around it. It's kind of like you could see that it's gotten their attention. Theo, you recognize this? You recognize this as rot echoes.
Oh.
They mostly exist around wounds that would turn, that has a potential to turn, and that immediate care for the wound is required.
This boy's suffering from the rot echo. We must heal him.
As you mentioned that, Thornrick, he kind of looks down, and he looks at these red, tiny little translucent bugs, and he's kind of just waves and try to like pat them off of Waynen. Yeah, I've noticed that. No clue what that is. As he's trying to brush it off, but they just seem to kind of just linger around. They don't look like they're doing anything harmless.
Do I hear Theo mentioning this?
At this point, I would assume like everyone's clustered in the camp. Yes, you would. You definitely would.
I'm gonna go up and look at his leg, and I'm going to pull out my herbalist kit.
Okay.
Would I know a way to? Can I check to see how bad his leg is, so I can determine what I need to do to try to help it?
You can roll
to make a salve or something like that.
You can roll a medicine check to kind of like know the severity of the condition he's in right now. That way you can kind of understand like what you're dealing with.
I rolled a 12.
A 12? Yeah, with the 12, you kind of look at it. Majority of it is it's kind of covered, but I'm sorry, wrapped. But you you notice as well these small little critter, little bug-like kind of creatures, and they're not just like kind of like think of beetles, how they're just kind of solid um looking creatures. These little these little echoes, as uh as Theo had mentioned, they don't have like a solid state body. You can tell like their body kind of shifts, even though they're kind of like shaped like little tiny beetles, but they're constantly shifting. Like their integrity is not there.
What are those?
I'm going to undo the wrappings on his leg
Okay.
so I can get a better look.
Thumric just kind of noticed what you're doing, and he just starts to help you as well.
What do I see? Like, what is his wounds?
You see what looks like a gash about like 6-7 inches long. As you undo the bandage, you notice that it's the cut has gone through flesh. You tell that part of the flesh is actually um pretty much exposed. Wayne is just kind of just at a uh, just kind of like a soft moan as he's kind of at this moment with eyes closed as you're kind of just messing with it. But as far as wound goes, it doesn't look any different from just a normal wound that needs tearing. But what catches you off guard is what's around it at this point.
What is around it besides the echoes?
That's what I meant. Like that's the only thing right now that's really catching your attention.
Don't you see these are some manifestations here? They're not physical. This boy it's taking over by some kind of arcanic magic. It must it must be a solution, arcanic solution.
I get up and I go over to my Canicus and take my water skin out and dump it on him to wake him up.
He's naked.
Wake up, old man.
He doesn't move. No,
Like a stone.
he
That's a heavy sleeper.
starts like flailing about. My God, what are you trying to kill me? What is wrong with you? Explain.
I need your help. You know the arcane better than I do. I have no idea anything about it. This kid's life is in danger. There's some rot echoes covering his leg. You need to come check.
No, okay. Just give me a moment, please. Damned kids won't even let an old man sleep. What is wrong with these? He says it takes like 3 or 4 minutes for him to put his clothes back.
What are the rest of you guys doing during this time?
We're just kind of all like,
Like
arms folded.
I'm ogling the wound. Like, oh, look at that.
I'm gonna walk up to Meliodas and be like, boop.
You
Here
gonna
you
moon
go.
me? Oh,
I'm gonna.
Hey, roll 2 vigor checks for me, by the way. Misty. D12 for the first one, and do it again, D12. You get. As
that, but thanks.
you the invigorating sensation as your wounds begin to seal, Meliodas. Mechanicus, if you're at this point going towards Waynon, is that what you're going to intend to do, or something else? Or
Yeah, he's gonna I guess May just standing there ogling him.
Okay.
When he's done, he's just like, all right, now take me to the boy.
And I take him to the boy.
As you do, Mechanicus, you witness what these strange bug-like, translucent, untangible creatures, red in color. As you can see, it kind of not spreading. It's kind of just like lingering around the wound. And it's not really crawling either. It's not like it's on him. And it's not like it's a ghostly kind of effect where, like, even if, like, while Thumric was kind of like trying to wipe some of them off, like as the way Thumric is looking at it, he's thinking it's crawling on him, but it's really not. It's more like floating above. And even when Thumric passes his hands towards it, it's almost like kind of like pushing your hands in a field of jellyfishes. As it kind of like you're just kind of going through it. That makes sense. And you see what Theo had mentioned as rot echoes.
He's gonna get down beside the boy. Sit like on his knees, put his hands there, closes his eyes, and he softly begins to chant. And I'm casting Tech Magic as a ritual.
Roll a history check with advantage. Many years you spent in the library. Many. And most of those years, you could always remember the amount of time you've had a book, a new book at that, always a new one in your hand, as you read not only the tales of the explorers that had managed to get through old ruins, or tales of just stories in general, because stories that you collect were of the nature of all types. With that spell, and with what Theo had mentioned, the word echoes, what echoes are, come back to you. It's almost kind of like in your own mental library. You pull out that book, and you have a recognition and remembrance. And you remember them to be creatures of nature, with the exception of what you understand in the Western kingdoms, Lothesi, Zigori, and Vixland, basically on the west coast, where there are no echoes. No one's have ever encountered echoes, Western coast region. But you've read plenty of stories, plenty of annotations from historical archives. They have a common presence all over Adonas, the world as we know it, but not on the west coast, not in the west part of the kingdom, as I say. And generally, they tend to be ignored everywhere else, but this is the first time we've seen them here. And from what you understand that they're not fully understood, and it takes shapes, different shapes and forms, appearing in certain, from certain events or even ideas. And you from what you understand, it's like back in the older ancient archives, you know that there are different variety of types of echoes that was pretty much annotated from recent discoveries from their own phenomenons that around the world, and even the echoes that are annotated from the old collected archives from the Arcasians, or the old Arcasian tombs that you have in these libraries. Um, you 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 understand that they're not really sentient, but have their own character. That you know that they take different forms of ideas, like I said, or concepts. Like you've read somewhere that someone had experienced a wind echo, as you could see one flowing, kind of like a piece of fabric, like a light fabric flowing through the grass. And
So
this
these, it seems like are they only congregating around the wound?
right. And from
Does it seem like they're doing anything to it, or are they just there?
they're just there. And it kind of reminds you of like what Theo said. These are rot echoes. And they're here in the sense of the wound that Waynon has is a possible turning to. It's more like
It's more like an indication that it's going to get an infection or something.
right,
At least
Is it,
that's the what
right.
Theo felt when
So-
looking at it.
is it like an idea manifesting?
Right.
Is that what echoes are?
It's a think of how you say the cognitive aspect of like what they represent.
Okay.
So in this case, that's like that wound's gonna turn into rot. Is that what the echo's signifying?
Right. If and what from what Theo had thought of, if it's not taken care of immediately or properly.
So Mechanicus is going to. Did he like see what kind of magic it is?
It's a it kind of jumps from uh aberration, and sometimes you feel from the aberration illusion can possibly come from it as well, but you have a strong sensation of aberration, like they've come from other forms of manifested basically from elsewhere. As you hear it, and you're kind of just identifying and just observing the rot's echo. You come across one of the survivors. Is looks like an older man. Um, he looks over while you guys are kind of congregating over Wayne, and he's just standing over. It's been like 2 or 3 days. He's had that wound since they've come. We've been bounded by those savages for like I can remember these 3 days.
So this means that we don't have long before we have to take him back to town.
I don't think you'd make it if you don't tend to it right away from the looks of it.
So the wound looks dirty.
Right.
Okay. So, Mechanicus.
Let me rephrase that. Not that it looks dirty, but it looks like it hasn't been tended to for a long time. That it's a possibility that it will turn to rot. In that
Gotcha.
sense, not that it's dirty. Like it's not like you see debris or anything on it.
Mechanicus looks to everyone. I'm gonna need you to hold him down because he is not going to like what I'm about.
Oh man.
On it, old
Yeah.
man.
He holds
Can I
him down.
help?
We all.
Thumeric kind of looks at you, Mechanicus. It's probably best if you tell me what are you going to do to that boy. You see, I was selected to oversee the boy's health.
Well, you have done a very piss poor job of that.
He just looks
And then
stumped from that.
Mechanicus turns around, and I am going to target the wound and infest it with maggots with infestation to eat away any bacteria and shit inside of the wound.
Wait, I thought you were healing him.
It says parasites.
Right. Okay. You.
And it only lasts for like so long.
Right. So you see that everyone sees like Mechanicus start casting his at this point well-known spell as he's starting to say the words and he's starting to use the components for it.
It's like, oh no.
Luminic is just kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Rui Torre Sunt.
Leans back.
As you see the as the spell ends or I should say manifested itself, you see the maggots start to congregate within the wound and at an accelerated rate, because they're not normal insects. This is the form of the arcanic form. So you see the maggots working double the speed you normally would see. Slowly, within the minute? Can't even...
It's like one turn.
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Oh,
You see some of the rot echoes kind of lose interest.
I gotta do this.
oh, what does that mean?
Was that
My
damage?
D12.
Huh?
No, that's my D12.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, what? That's extra damage?
Because that's the last thing I need to like just spontaneously combust.
Slowly but surely, you see some of the rot echoes kind of begin to lose interest. Little by little, you start seeing them kind of going away.
He's going to start like prestidigitation around it as well.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another. And by this point, as the spell ends quickly, with the maggots, as they kind of just fade away, and Mechanicus follows up by cleaning the wound at a very accelerated rate with that spell. You see the rot echoes just slowly disappear, and they start going either back into trees or just fade, kind of like they weren't even there.
At that point, he pulls out his healer's kit, and he's going to put like a salve on it and then bandage him.
That's good, right? 9.
It took quite some time. It just to do with a 9. You didn't do it as best as you wished and hoped, but you felt like you got the job done. You could have at least awarded me you to do that. It's not the first time
You would not have let me do it. No.
That's not the first time I've seen maggots used for wounds.
What? You both are talking at the same time.
Dominic just says, that's not the first time I've seen maggots for wounds.
Well, then why didn't you get your own maggots and clean it yourself? I could still be asleep right now. The nerve of you. ungrateful little midget. Ah! And he just
Easy now, both of you. Go ahead, old man. Take your nap. Very well
you
done.
want-
You
As you
saved the
look
boy.
back,
Tuck you in.
all you see is him bending over and dropping.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, never mind. I'm not tucking you in anymore.
Looks like he's got 3 legs as his nuts extend down to the ground.
Impressive.
What do
you
you mean impressive? It's hanging and wrinkling.
Well.
Oh,
Should they hang that low?
shield your eyes.
Yeah, it's formidable for sure.
Formidable.
Yeah, before he actually lays down, you see him pick him up and he starts like twisting him
oh
up.
goodness.
Oh. Well, that's too much. No.
Theo, you actually notice a couple more things as you're kind of lingering around this camp. It's things are scattered everywhere. You do notice a small hourglass with intricately crafted handles on it, which you know as a time glass. This is something you've seen back at the Republic plenty of times. It's not a rare item, but it's a very useful one in situations. The hourglass is empty. There's no sand in it. But until you tell it how much time to keep track of, the sand appears, and it basically drops sand to the time that you requested.
Ooh. This is pretty, can be pretty handy. But I haven't seen one of these in time. It's back from where I came from. Home.
At this point, the rest of you know how late it's been into the day. As before you've arrived, maybe like an hour or so, the sun already had set, or just set as you arrived at. As you see the rest of the explorers or the guild members, or I should say the exploring group. They're not really guild members. You notice them kind of taking their little areas of rest. They all look exhausted, but there's some that do tend to those that did not make it, which is about 5 of the campsite of their members that were killed during the attack. As you see them kind of dragging them off camp.
Suppose we get some rest then.
Yes. What do you think? Should we take the boy back tomorrow after we've woken, or should we go back after the girl?
Is this the boy that we were originally sent after from the guild?
Yeah, I think. Is it?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
This is the boy that you had taken the quest to find and bring back
Oh,
to
from the guild.
Forden. Not for the guild. It was a member of the guild
Yeah.
that has a son that he was not supposed to.
Gotcha.
Ooh, bastard
Gotcha.
child. Well, like the guy said, he's not leaving without whoever got taken.
Let's rest up and then look for the girl.
My campus cuts apart.
Theo just shakes his head and undoes his roll, bedroll, kind of starts settling in, take his rest.
And the rest of
Take
you.
first watch.
Okay, so you can take. Yeah, I was gonna ask
I'm
who's taking.
resting.
All right.
I'm gonna take one of the dead dudes roll, and that's gonna be mine for the night.
All right.
And I'm gonna whip out my hurdy-gurdy and start playing the most like haunting tune possible.
Perfect. Because that's what these people need. These folks need a haunting ballad right after they've been through the most horrifying ordeal in their life.
It's like the
It's
creepiest.
just like playing the Exorcist theme song.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's soft, it's mellow. Bedtime.
She meant beautiful haunting.
Like a hot, yeah, full moon.
There you go.
haunting
Yeah.
kinda.
Haunting. Yeah. And yeah, you said Meliodas. You said you were taking the first watch, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check while the rest of the party turns in.
Are we doing a long rest or short rest?
So remember, there's no long rest unless it's like
Oh,
Long
that's
rest
right.
is like a week.
yeah.
That's right.
Oh crap.
Okay,
Oh,
short rest then.
crap.
Yeah. I should have
How
played
does
so
it work with
reckless.
this spell?
You're just getting points, I think.
Yeah, I'm also gonna give while I'm doing my haunting tune, Song of Rest.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, so everybody takes a 1d8. Is it 1d8? Yeah, 1d8.
Yep.
Extra hit points on their rest. For those who've gotten.
How does it work with spell stuff?
I'll explain to you pretty soon. Like right now, we're get to that. Don't worry about it. Yeah. That's terrible, May. I'm so sorry. Oh, there you go. You made up for it. Why is your hit dice 4? You're rolling 4s, by the way.
What the hell?
Yeah, you want to re-roll. Unfortunately, all those.
The sheet kind of reset. I noticed that too. I was like,
You know, it's ever since they updated. Yeah, you guys check your hit points. Make sure that they're the correct one for your class. The D10 for fighter. Let me do that for I'll screen before next session.
1d8. Oh crap. Okay, so it's wrong.
1d8 for blood hunters, right?
D8 for the rogue and then the D10 for the blood hunter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How do I change that?
You click on the where it says
Here.
D4, like right underneath.
Okay. My hit die says D8 on the gear thingy, but on the core page it's a D.
Let me look.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
me too.
I
Oh,
just changed it at the front where it shows hit die and then there's parentheses. I just click parentheses and it's a drop down.
Yeah,
Oh my
there you go.
goodness.
yeah. It's so dumb. I don't know what they did, man.
Look at that. Okay.
All right. And go ahead and
I
roll.
got the same
You roll a
one.
perception check, right, Meliodas?
Oh yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. Damn burping.
22.
A 22. With a 22, you hear a slight crackling in the bushes, maybe about 40 feet, loud enough for you to hear.
Who's there?
Is that what you do? Is it you call out and
Yeah.
say who's there?
Just call out. Who's there?
As you say that, you see in the corner of your eyes prancing about what looks like a doe running off.
Like, he breathes a sigh of relief. Stupid doe.
And that's gonna be the end of your turn. Your watch, I mean. Who's gonna be second?
I'll be second.
At the beginning of my rest, I'm gonna spend like an hour meditating
Okay.
to get my key back.
All right. Theo, roll another perception.
With the short rest, I could get back my grip points and
Right.
action surge. Okay.
Yes, I believe so. Just double check, but I believe the fighters they do.
Okay. Rolling for perception. I got an 8.
An 8. Time goes by. You're looking around. You see the mist whirling around the camp. Not as much around this area as as you've encountered through the forest here. But your watch just goes with no eventful situation. And who's taking the next one?
I will.
All right. You take the next one. Go ahead and roll a perception check. 5. You sit down and you start hearing snoring, especially from Thumric. Loud. He's deep in it right now. Like, so loud that one of the other explorers like just wakes up and he looks pissed. While he's snoring though, you did come across something really funny. Kind of weird. See a weird looking flowy shapely object kind of just going in and out from his snore. And it looks like a little wispy light bluish flowy creature. Not doing anything, just kind of just like every time he breathes in, it just kind of gets closer, and then he breathes out, it just like floats away. And just you stay staring for like an hour. Nothing happens. And at the end of your watch, you wake up Thumric, who's snoring like a bat out of hell for the last watch as he requested to take.
Mechanicus is gonna get up.
Slap that thing on his face.
I'm sorry, both of you guys are talking at the same time.
The way I wake him up is I'm gonna try and catch this thing that's flowing in and out, but end up hitting him in the.
Yeah, as soon as you kind of just get toward it, your hand goes right through it, and he has a large, like, fat nose. You definitely like smacked his nose, and he just went, "What? What is it?" As you wake him. My turn. All right, it's my turn.
Pretty sure your soul's trying to escape. You may want to get a handle on that, bud.
Whatever you say, little one. And he gets up and he pats you on the head like you would like a kid.
Oh, man. Does she like ninja hands that away?
He gets up and he's like not even noticing, and he just sits down on a stump or something and kind of starts taking his watch. Mechanicus, you mentioned something, yeah.
Gonna wake up naturally. Because
Okay.
he gets up at like 4. And he just kind of sits there naked for a minute and stands up all naked and stretches.
Oh boy.
And then starts getting his clothes.
May, Once again. Once again, you find yourself dreaming of that fateful day. You see yourself on the road again, sitting high on the all too familiar wagon. You see the face of the man you remember as your father, his eyes fixed on yours. He smiles. And instantly, your view of him shifts into horror as you see him shout, "Marauders!" Fragmented pictures begin to pass. You again catch echoes, whispers, familiar voice you've dreamt about many times as they begin to grow louder, like a force riveting through you, pulsating, ever growing. You search with your eyes, but all you see is darkness. When suddenly your vision begins to feel stuck in place, as if looking down a kaleidoscope of old memories pass. Colors shifting, blue becomes green, green becomes yellow, yellow becomes red, and so forth. You feel yourself being pulled into them, like falling down a well-lit tunnel. The whispers become intense, like a crescendo. All begin to shout, as if trying to tell you something. And you blink, and a deafening crack. A neck-breaking halt. You feel yourself weightless, like swimming. Your arms pass through like an unseen resistance, which slows you down. Echoes. The background fade. All you see is a blinding white washing over you. This is different. You float there in suspended reality, and a familiar voice calls out. First, it's really faint, but it gets louder and louder. Sounds like the voice of your father. Hey. May. May. Can you hear me? May. 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 May, wake up! As you see yourself being shook, you open your eyes and you see Thumrik shaking you by the shoulder. Heard you crying. Look, I waken you up. Have you seen Waynen? He's not here. And we're gonna pick up next session, guys.
Crap. I was getting into it.
All right, guys.
Look at that big baby.
Next Friday we're going back to the Tombs of Annihilation, and the Friday after that is next session for the Ruins of Ark'Azia.
Ruins to tombs. Tombs to ruins.